Hello, everyone. Today I want to talk a little bit about the Holocaust, World War II. I know that the Holocaust, they always refer to the Jews when they're talking about this Holocaust and what supposedly happened to them. And supposedly 6 million of them got killed. I don't know if that's true. I'm not a Jew. During that time, there were blacks in Germany. From slavery times all the way up till World War One. And the brothers that was in the army at that time, I just believe they made a mistake by going to fight there in the first place. Every war these people done started, we always been at the forefront of the war because our lives are always expendable. When it comes to them, they'll just put us there, get us knocked off, bring more of us in, get us killed, and so on and so on. After that war, the brothers out there started relationships, or if you want to call it that, having sex with the German women and making babies. Came back to the United States, left the women out there with those babies, those half a breed babies, those half black, half white babies that really in the long run are not accepted by either or. We blacks are more lenient towards accepting, all kinds of different people, but Caucasians, no, they're not that welcoming when it comes to other races, especially mixed races. So those brothers and sisters out there that were mixed like that, and the brothers and sisters period that was out there from like slavery time all the way to that World War One thing, caught hell. Every time they mention World War II and what Hitler supposedly did to the Jews, and they even mention the gypsies, but they don't mention no blacks. I've watched plenty of documentaries about World War II, the Nazi regime, and blacks weren't even mentioned. Now, documentaries here and there are starting to surface about blacks in Nazi Germany, is what they call it. They caught hell. They were also put in concentration camps, separate from the Caucasians. They were beaten, tortured, mistreated, starved, yes. And even before the war, the Second War, World War, if you were black, you had no kind of wins. Whether you was half black or fully black, you had no kind of wins. You couldn't even get a job. They didn't even want you working out there in Germany. I don't hear nobody black speaking about what happened to us during Nazi Germany. I don't hear it. And if they are talking about it, I don't know where they're talking about it at, because it's not surfacing. Blacks always are sympathetic. I'm talking about these Negroes that are supposedly leaders of black people in those positions. Every time, every year, when that time comes around, the ending of World War II and the liberation of the Jews, that's all they talk about. Black people will get up there and talk about how evil it was that Hitler and his henchmen could have done such barbaric things to Jews. No mention of blacks. There was blacks there. They say there wasn't a lot of blacks. I don't know exactly how many there was, but there was. Enough to be thrown in concentration camps, enough to be mistreated, enough to be tortured, enough to be starved, enough to be outcasted, enough to not give no work to while in Germany. You couldn't be in a relationship with a white woman in Germany before the war, after the war, and so on. Just like here in the United States, right? They had them laws in the 60s and all like that, which are probably still on the books. Where in the South, you get caught in a relationship with a white woman and they're gonna tear you out the frame. The Ku Klux Crackers would come after you, hang you, burn you alive. We know how it was. They know exactly what they've done to us. They know exactly what they've done to us, but they always want to sweep it under the rug, tell us it was a long time ago, it already happened. It's time to move forward. Even Negroes tell you that. Why don't the Negroes tell that to them Jews? Oh, listen, what happened to you a long time ago? That's exactly what it was a long time ago. Why don't you just let it go? Move on. A new day. Yeah, you say that to them Jews and they'll come down on you with both feet. You won't even know what hit you. They got museums. Them Jews have museums of what happened to them. We're not included in those museums. Them Jews don't say nothing about us when it came to that. But here we are, being real sympathetic to these Jews. We're never showing no sympathy towards our own selves and our own struggle and our peoples that were put in that position also. Saw a video yesterday. A woman named Jessica Teague, I believe you pronounce it, Teege. Black woman, plain to see. But her grandfather was a Nazi officer. Her father was Nigerian. He was a prince, I believe it was, in Nigeria. Her mother, Caucasian German woman. And she was adopted and all like that. You know, she done had a life like that, you know, being put up for adoption and stuff. And she found out that her grandfather was this man. And she's on this interview with this Caucasian man talking about how when she found out and how she studied in Israel and lived there for 5 years, and everything that she was saying was towards what happened to the Jewish people during that time. As black as she is, she never mentioned near thing about what happened to her own people during that time in Germany, right? How many of us, her grandfather probably done shot in the head? See what I'm saying? She ain't mentioning none of that. Her whole sympathy is towards the Jews. I'm sure that she's brainwashed herself. You know, she just has no knowledge of self. She knows who. She doesn't know who she is. And the dude that was doing the interview with her, I'm sure he don't want to hear that either. They probably even told her before the interview even started, listen, don't mention nothing about no blacks. This is all about them Jews. That's it. See, when it comes to white on white violence, they make a big deal of it. They want everybody to be sympathetic towards it, like what's going on right now between Russia and Ukraine. And you hear silly Negroes running around here talking about we. You might as well pack your bags and going over to France with this we business. Ain't got nothing to do with you. You need to worry about what's going on with you here and everywhere else around the world where blacks are found and oppressed by every government in existence. From Hispanic-speaking countries to English-speaking countries to Arab-speaking countries to whatever speaking countries you got out there. We need to concentrate on uniting, getting together, pulling our resources together, building a world for ourselves. I mean, what's the matter? We having chest pains around here? We can't do it? We did it for everybody else. We built America. From the United States to Canada to Mexico, we built all of that. We built all the Caribbean, right? The white man ain't never worked a hard day in his life. He sat back and gave instructions and we did it. Why is it that we can't do it for ourselves now? Or is it because we don't want to be without our slave master and his children? I think it falls in that category a lot. We need to understand that we aren't going to make it as long as we keep looking towards the same man that gave us all this hell throughout these years and still giving us hell to solve our problems. He'll laugh in your face, pat you on the back, and turn around and sign a law that'll kick you in the behind. So nobody mentions the Holocaust of black people. That's what I'm talking about here. Not just in Germany, but period. From the moment we had contact with the Caucasian. Some say it was 2,000 years ago when Alexander the Gay went into Africa. Some say it was before that. Me, I would say it was 6,600 years ago when Yakub grafted the white man from the original man, right? And as time went on, he just stepped it up even more and more on us. So we need to start, I believe, we need to start looking to ourselves for ourselves. We need to start pooling our resources and we need to start building a world of our own. And we black people need to stop being so sympathetic towards these Jews and what they said happened to them. Like I said, I don't know, I wasn't there. They probably even exaggerating these numbers. But I know they did it to us because anywhere we at, they're gonna do something to us. Black people are always at the bottom of the totem pole. We're the first ones that's gonna get kicked in the behind. Yeah, we're the first ones that's gonna get kicked in the behind. So we went through the same thing that those Jews say they went through. We went through the same thing in Nazi Germany and even before that. And them Jews even did that to us themselves because they know they owned us as slaves over here too in the United States. You know, they can't deny that. They know they did that. So black people, let's stop being so sympathetic about them and their cause. We need to stand up for our cause, right? Germany till this day is apologizing to them Jews and giving them reparations and even helped them get that land of Israel over there where they're at now. They got territory of their own. Stole it from the Palestinians. The Palestinians stole it from black people because what they call the Middle East is really Africa. But no, we can't get no reparations, right? Those brothers and sisters that went through that in Germany can't get no reparations. Brothers and sisters that went through that in the United States can't get reparations. Brothers and sisters that went through that through all the Caribbean islands can't get reparations. Nobody gets reparations that is black. Only white people get reparations, right? Only white people get reparations. They want to help them repair, want to rebuild them up, help them get intelligent. And here we are, watching all of that and supporting that. What's wrong with us? God came to liberate us. God is not coming. He already came. He's here. He told us it's our time. He's going to put us on top of the world, on top of civilization. All we got to do is pay attention to his messenger telling us what he's telling us. Once again, black people were tortured, beat up, raped, starved to death over there in them concentration camps in Nazi Germany. They didn't like blacks at all. They owned part of Africa, which they probably still do, because if no one is familiar with it, in the 1800s, you know, all the European countries got together and split up Africa, and we had no say-so in that whatsoever. So they do what they want to do, when they want to do it, how they want to do it to us, and here we are, we still clapping and cheering for them to go on and keep kicking us and spanking us in the behind. We need to get some backbone, is what we need to do. We need to come together. We need to come together. We are an army. Those brothers, once again, like I mentioned in my previous videos, that are called gangs, are really organizations. I know there's brothers in there that consider themselves generals. Let's be real generals. Put the troops together. Get them some training. We have a black army in our midst by the name of the FOI, Fruit of Islam. You can get tips from them. You can train your men to protect our neighborhoods, not destroy our neighborhoods. Protect our neighborhoods. Start building in our neighborhoods. Start taking back what's ours in our neighborhoods. Oh, these people selling pizza to us and 99-cent stores owned by Jews, and all this Chinese food, and all these fried chickens by these Arabs and all like that they selling us. They just coming here and getting rich off of us and killing us with the food that they're giving us at the same damn time. Come on now. I'll leave it here for now, brothers and sisters.